What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? We are back with Gears 5. I think what number this was. I can't get enough. Ah, shit! Couldn't get enough distance on that grenade. Somebody help me up.
Incoming smoke! Drone, left side!
That's how you do that.
Away with you! Out of my watch! Headed your way!
God damn, that's awesome. Sorry, Hammer. You're getting replaced.
Ah, shit! Another nest!
I couldn't remember which one was grenades.
Guys, I'm in trouble.
I think I tagged them with a grenade.
Not doing real well.
Come on, JD.
Incoming frag! I see you! Hold tight! Watch the right flank! Fire in the hole! Got him! Files on the right!
Alright, one down.
Away with you!
Good one, Jack.
Frag out!
Alright, need to pick up some bullets.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! We got a warning! And a bastard!
Come on, where is it?
Jack, take him.
Just need to hold them off for now. Just waiting for Jack's combat ability to come back up.
Alright, we're done here. Paddock, you good?
I've had worse days. Our beacon's caught in the Raven wreckage. Maybe your toaster can get it down.
Jack, secure Echo's beacon.
I like that he's now a toaster.
Thanks, Jack. Now to plant it. I got it.
Everything looks right. Our plan was to place the beacon behind the tomb. So go do that, and I'll guard the front. Oh, and if I die, it wasn't terrible working with you.
Likewise, Paddock. Let's go, Delta.
Delta, could really use an update here. How close are you to planting that thing?
We're almost there, Baird. Okay. We gotta put this thing exactly where Baird needs it.
Yeah, you want to give me the location or something?
Baird, Echo's beacon is live.
Just in time, Delta. More swarm heading your way.
Wait, aren't all the beacons up? Don't you have complete control?
Yes and no. The beacons need to speak up. Just defend that area.
Yeah, Cole, and your mega feet. We're at the tomb.
All right. I'll just find our way over.
You're dead!
Pouncers! Holy shit! A lot of pouncers! Let's just get smoke off the wall!
Stay down!
Alright, note to self, don't do that too close to myself. You'd think I would know that almost instinctively. Apparently not.
Baird, Echo's beacon is live.
Just in time, Delta. More swarm heading your way.
Wait, aren't all the beacons up? Don't you have complete control?
Yes and no. The beacons need to sync up. Just defend that area. Yo, Delta! I just wiped out the swarm. It's all bitch over here. Y'all need a hand?
Yeah, Cole, and your mega feet. We're at the tomb.
All right. I'll just find my way over.
You're dead!
Okay, so the giant space laser... There we go. Oh yeah, it doesn't kill those things almost as soon as it touches them. I get it, they're, you know, like, they're not scions, they're the, you know, the big-ass locust. Still. I just like the pouncers. You'd think that... Come on, this stuff was used to... to just wipe out locusts. You'd think that... This, you know, this, the Hammer at Dawn would just wipe some of these fuckers out just as soon as it touches them. Like this guy, it's gonna take a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, see, I think it should almost be an instant kill.
Actually, Fuzz, we're a little busy right now.
Yeah, I get it. The Berserkers, it took, you know, it didn't, it took more than just that laser. But the Berserkers were a special case. I don't know. Plus, the Berserkers gave me more fear than these Snatchers. These Snatchers, I just think, are a pain in the ass to fight.
Stay down! And that's the last one. Baird, we're all clear here. Are the beacons synced yet?
If not, you may want to hurry on that.
Oh, don't you worry. I see him.
Oh, nice shot! Oh, shit!
Delta, what happened?
The beacon!
You'd think Baird would be smart enough to build more.
You failed us!
Failed us? What are you?
We are what you could have been.
You might have her body, but you're not my mother!
Yeah, I thought the original trilogy's Locust Queen was a lot cooler. This weird thing is making me think of some really creepy porn.
We are a complete being, connected, immortal. You had a choice, and you squandered it. Alive or dead, you belong to us.
Oh, God.
You've made your choice. Now,
Jesus. If you're wondering why I saved JD and not Del, I like Del, but JD's been a main character in a previous game. I have like a connection with him personally. I can't lose that character. Mix that with he's the son of the original protagonist. Like I can't let him die.
I can't. I couldn't. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry.
JD, I know. I know, and I'm so sorry. He was my friend, too. Now we have to go. Jack. Lights, please. Let's just find a way out of here.
You know, we haven't gotten to the end. We haven't gotten to the end here, so I don't know if there's...
We're in trouble here.
I know. Keep looking for a way out.
So, you know, I don't know if the game's going to set up a
This way's no good.
Gears 6. Although I feel like it will, because it'd be weird not to have a, you know, have this be a trilogy. Excuse me. Yeah, it's weird, though, that you would have me choose which character to kill.
I think we got this.
I mean, sadly, that doesn't have... To me, even if JD would have... Even if I would have chosen to save Dell...
We are in distress. Mayday, mayday, mayday. No. I can't breathe.
All right now. I got you. Hold down and talk. Listen, you need to regroup with Marcus. Just hold the line up here. I gotta help the Gears get back to the wall.
I mean, even if I would have picked to save Dell, I still don't think it would have had the emotional weight to me of losing, of losing Dom in the original trilogy. It just, this is, in the last video, I talked about how this game does nostalgia well, because I think in a lot of ways it does, but I feel like in a few other ways,
That's our way out.
it's also trying to just recreate scenes, and it doesn't work. Like, to me, that felt very much like when Dom sacrificed himself, but it didn't feel like it was a, you know, your main character, you know, one of your main characters is, you know, now...
I need you here ASAP. We're surrounded.
I hear you, Dad. I'm coming. Come on, he's in trouble.
You know, it's not like one of your main characters, oh, he decides to, you know, like, we finished Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where Alex decided to stay back and manually set off the bombs at the end of the game.
And some juvies.
You know what? Let him come. Kill every one of you. Kill my fucking friend, you piece of shit.
Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, to me, it's just that scene, maybe, again, it's because it wasn't a sacrifice, it was a very, I don't know, just very forced moment of, you must choose who you save. Well, why must I choose who I save? You know, I just don't get why you don't just kill us. I mean, I get it, you're trying to mess with Kate's head, but I feel like killing both of her friends would do that, but I guess at the same time, she wasn't saying choose. But I don't know. I feel like that scene could have been done better. And again, it's also, like I said, even if I would have picked Dell over JD, I don't really think I'd be that sad. Again, the moment with Dom almost brought me to tears. And maybe it's because, like I said, maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe, no, going back and playing it, it still makes me... It draws up an emotional time, but maybe it's because it's such a big part of my history. I don't know. There's just something about the way these characters are. I don't have that emotional connection that I do to the original cast. Maybe that's it.
Shit! There goes another beacon.
To see Marcus go.
They call it, kid. Pull back home.
How about you roll over? I'll play dead. Hell, you got it! What took you so long? You know what? Forget about it. Just help us clear him out.
On it!
it's like I said. It's just I don't think it's. I think it's like I said. I just don't have the emotional connection to this cast that I did the original. Maybe it's just. Maybe it's because it's like I keep saying. They keep trying to. They keep trying to take every tense moment and make it kind of lighthearted and funny. Maybe it's because like I don't feel like I'm, you know, like I'm going to almost like the depths of hell with some of these characters. I don't know I don't know how to express it, and maybe it's just the way maybe it's just me personally at my current age and time in life, but they're just, it's like I said, it's just all I can't necessarily tell you 100% why. All I can tell you is how it makes me feel, and it's like I said, it's just the original did it better.
Watch it! We got a stump rolling in!
And there's a bastion covering it!
Huh, so those things are called stumps? I have been wondering what we're gonna like call those things.
That's it. We're clear.
Thanks for the save. Hey, where's Del?
Heard you lot need a ride. Hey Del, look who's saving who again.
And seeing again, we break a super emotional moment with a little bit of levity. It doesn't let me sit in that moment and let me really sink it in. And
God damn it.
I don't. And again, I think it's just they didn't.
The swarm's pushing through.
Copy that, Baird. We're on our way.
I think it's like I said. I don't think this new trilogy has done the job that the first one did to really make me feel and love these characters. Again, it's like, why was Dom's sacrifice so big? You completely understood why he did it. He. You know, I mean, this was a guy who had lost, you know, we'd seen him go through the first two games, you know, hunting, trying to find his wife, you know, that hope that she's alive, finding her, and then having to end up killing her. And then the war continuously looking like it's going nowhere. They're in a bad situation. You know, we've been kind of getting hints that, you know, Baird was or that Dom was in a bad place that entire... you know, we kind of had moments. was I saying? You know, we had moments throughout 3 where we saw Dom kind of taking some risks, and then boom, right at the end, he drives that fuel truck into that gas station, and
Shit, we just lost another beacon.
Delta, that was our last beacon. Just lost the hammer of fire. Here they come. Bro, hold them back.
You know, it's like I said, it was set up very well. And then that moment with Dom, because you were even with Dom in that, you know, in the truck while he was making the suicide run. It was such a well, not only set up scene, it had great music to it. It had great, like I said, it happened in the middle of the final game of the trilogy. It wasn't, here it's in the, I'm not 100% sure how far into this, if this game's going to have a 5th act. I guess it will. Just because a 4-act structure doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. So I know there's a 5-act structure, but... Anyone? Anyone? Or are we just going to sit here and bleed out? Yeah, we're just going to bleed out. So there's... Oh, jeez, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like I said. It's just... I think they just did such a better job of establishing these characters and the emotional weight to the moments and who they are. Again, I think it's the difference between doing a scene like that in the 3rd and final game of Trilogy and doing a scene like that in doing it in the beginning of the end of the 2nd, or the beginning of the end, or late middle of the 2nd. It just doesn't. It seems like it's too soon, because like the first game of the series, it's kind of like the first Gears of War, where I'm not saying there weren't emotional moments, there weren't, you know, like really, it wasn't some cool stuff, but at the end of the day, Gears 1 was about cool combat. All of these, you know, cool combat, these cool guns, chainsaw, machine guns, metal, oh, fuck yeah, kind of stuff, you know. That was what... That was what the first Gears game was, and I guess, in a way, that's what... what was I saying? In a way, you could argue that's what Gears 4 was. It was kind of establishing the new trilogy, kind of getting its footing. And this is the one where they were supposed to really start kind of grabbing us emotionally, but by not making it really about the war or anything, and by making it more about Kate's personal journey, it kind of kills some of that emotional leverage that it could pull from a character like Del or a character like Marcus. I mean, in all honesty, like, what all do we know about Del? I mean, you know, he's JD's best friend, and that's about it. Although, I guess looking at Dom, well, no, again, I think we knew even more about Dom, because yeah, I mean, Dom was Marcus's best friend, so it explains why Marcus had why it was such a hard thing on Marcus. But then it, well, I mean, it not only set up a great ending to that game, but like I said, it not only set up a fantastic ending to Gears 3, it, you know, we knew that he was his best friend, all that, you know, we knew that he was looking for his wife, we knew what motivated him, he knew what was, you know, we knew a lot of things, but what do we really know about Del? You know, he's kind of a techie, he's JD's best friend, you know, what about his backstory, his past, his motivation? Do we really know? That's what I'm getting at. We really didn't know a whole hell of a lot about Del, and I'm not trying to bash him, but we didn't. Again, kind of a very similar thing to JD. It's just, other than the fact that he was a, you know, other than the fact that we know he was a former COG. Eventually, he went. I know they're not nomads, or maybe isn't that what they're called? I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Watch it, snipers!
you know, they desert. That's where they meet. That's where they meet Kate and all this. You know, we get a lot of the, you know, I understand the setup of the character, but beyond that, and again, you could argue that Marcus didn't have much more, but again, we had enough. We knew that Marcus was dishonorably discharged because of his, because of what he did with his father, because, you know, he decided to go AWOL and try and save his father. I mean, that tells us something about Marcus, that he's, you know, he's honorable, but he, at the same time, he'll... At the same time, he's not going to sacrifice family in expense, he's not going to sacrifice his family just to follow orders. It's like I said, I feel like we just almost from the start, I think we knew more about Marcus's character than Del. Del's just kind of the techie best friend. He's kind of two-dimensional. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the characters in this game are pretty two-dimensional. I mean, you know, I don't think they're bad characters. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they're as good as the original cast. And maybe that's me being an old man. Oh, I don't like this new stuff, but no, I don't think it's as good as the original cast was. And hell, even then, we found out more about Cole and Baird, and, you know, we found out more about them as the original trilogy went on. We learned more about Cole and his whole thing with Blitzball and what he was, and then, you know, we found out more about, you know, Baird's personality, and that he uses his sort of smarmy jackassery as a crutch to kind of keep people at arm's length from him.
Keep that thing away from the Minotaur!
Yeah, no, I'm hammering a dead horse here. It's just like I said. It's just this is the problem when I think you don't craft great characters. I can't necessarily fault this game for that, because I don't think that they were set up extremely well. Granted, you know, it's the same developer. It's not like, well, whoever came up and picked this game up after the, you know, who picked it up after the original developers. And it's just, it's like I said, I'm just kind of rambling now. I think it just comes down to our setup for this cast could have been a lot better. And I'm gonna get killed. Nope. Okay, somehow I'm still in the fight.
there! They're down!
Then everyone back in! We're ready to go! We're in! Shit, fuck! Fuck! Go, go, go!
Yeah, like I was saying,
I'll try to lose it!
I'm sorry if you thought that my little rant there was way over. It was just long-winded and very roundabout. I'm sorry. It's just...
this is the big improvement! Oh, you're more than welcome!
I don't know. It just... It's kind of hard to bring up exactly what I'm talking about just because I feel like I'm comparing two things that are similar, that are very similar. Because it's like I said, I don't think the original Gears game was perfect, but there was a subtlety to the characters and the way that we lived with them and fought with them throughout the games that really did endear them to me in a way that I'm only kind of just realizing now that I'm, thinking about it. That I'm going to be entirely honest, I don't think the modern cast has endeared me to them in that same way.
You remember me? Now's the fun part, bitch! Come back in! You're goddamn home! Oh, when I said the fun part, I meant fun for the Cold Train, baby! Oh, what the?
Okay, look, we already killed one character. You cannot kill Coltrane.
No! Cole!
Oh, and remember when I said that this game just kind of feels like it's stealing some moments from the original trilogy? Riftworm. That's all I'm going to say. Riftworm.
Look!
You know I ain't going out like that, baby! Cole, what are you doing? I'm buying you some time! Get out of there, Cole! Good idea! Oh, shit. No!
Go! Go!
Okay, I'm just saying, we didn't see him die. We didn't see him die.
He's literally to the metal! He doesn't go any faster!
But I'm not in a good mood right now. Because I don't know. Again, I feel like there could have been a much better send-off for somebody as iconic as Marcus Cole. No, it's not Marcus Cole. What the fuck's wrong with me? Why can't I remember Cole's first name? Huh. I'm losing my mind. Sorry, I've been drinking. It's a problem when you get home from work and you can't sleep. Oh, well.
Alright, people, we made it! Then everyone out! And get ready!
Jesus, why can't I remember Baird's first name?
We hold them here! They can't
I mean,
get past this wall!
I can remember everyone's first name but his. You know, because it was... And now I'm trying to remember Dom's first name, because I know it's Dominique, but I can't remember his last name. I know Baird's first name is Damon. Marcus is, is Phoenix. It's Marcus Phoenix. Damon Baird.
Do not let up!
Huh. Sorry. I'm getting lost in my own mind again.
It appears you are in distress. Allow us to assist you.
Oh! Yeah! Just in time!
Alright, stay behind us!
I got something else for him, Delta! Special delivery! Holy shit! Burns, you beautiful maniac!
Delta, what are you doing down there?
Get your asses up on this wall! Carmine! Hang on, we're coming!
Yeah, whatever the hell I was talking about. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just getting lost in my memories. And also realizing, Jesus, I need to go back and play the original trilogy again.
That railgun's gotta recharge between shots! So get on a turret and hold these bastards off!
You heard him, Delta! Take out those blocks!
Move. See him flying around in the background. Are they coming at us, or? Yeah, Clayton, how long until that railgun's ready to fire? Oh, we get to do this again.
Shoot the top!
Carmine! When can we use that railgun?
As soon as it recharges!
Who just got eaten?
Damn it!
We're gonna have to shoot that 3 more times, aren't we?
It's sucking us in!
Focus fire on the top source! Nice shot!
Watch it! Tugs are back!
Stabbing time!
Damn it!
Shit!
All right. There we go.
Oh, shit!
Damn it!
Come on. I almost got it. Well, that sucks.
Gotta be joking!
Shoot the Todd!
Carmine! When can we use that railgun?
As soon as it recharges!
Oh, and it starts me all the way back at the beginning of this. Oh, I hate this. I mean, I get it. This whole tongue thing was kind of a neat gimmick. If, you know, probably in like a... when they were drawing it up, coming up with the...
Oh, shit!
But again, it runs into that problem that I think a lot of the monsters in this game do. It feels very arcadey. You know, it feels like I'm playing an arcade game.
Get it off me!
Damn it!
Because, you know, it just feels, you know, get captured again, run around. It's not, it's not a shooter as much, you know, like the whole like cover base third-person shooter that I loved so much. It's more of a, oh, it's your goal now is it's kind of run around and use abilities and all this crap with your teammates, and I don't know. I like the co-op better than and again, it's my usual statement. I liked it better than the originals, but I did like the co-op a lot better than the originals. Again, at least it's better than 4, which to me 4 felt like it was, I keep saying this, just trying to give Horde mode, put Horde mode into the story.
It's sucking us in!
Focus fire on the tonsils!
Son of a bitch!
And back to the very beginning.
Gotta be joking!
Shoot the Todd!
Carmine! When can we use that railgun?
As soon as it recharges!
Then, you know what, you should have had that thing recharge a whole shitload faster, because it's like, I don't know, it's just, this isn't frustrating, it's just more,
Shit!
I don't know, I find this boring. It's not tense, it doesn't feel like this thing's big and strong or whatever. It's not like, again, some of the, if anybody remember, what was that boss fight where you fought on like that? It was that boss fight that you had on the river. Was that in 2 or 1? I can't remember. That was a great boss fight. Also, I think it's kind of dumb that we're this close and we can't score the kill shot.
Focus fire on the tonsils!
Son of a...
Nice shot!
Watch it! Tongues are back!
Shit! No, not now!
In its throat! Shoot the tonsils!
God damn it! And it's back to the goddamn beginning again. Never mind.
Not now!
In its throat! Shoot the tonsils!
It's fine. Let Foz die. For it to open.
Shit! No, not now!
In its throat! Shoot the tonsils!
Now take this.
Hey! Asshole! It's hurt, but it's not dead yet!
Then we'll just keep firing till we finish the job!
Focus on those tonsils!
What? I was just I couldn't even do anything. Clayton already died.
Shit! No, not now!
In its throat! Shoot the tonsils!
Now take this.
Hey! Asshole!
Once again, I think shooting it in the mouth instead of those stupid little horn things or tendrils or
Just keep firing till we
whatever
finish
the hell you want to call them.
Focus on those
I think shooting it in the mouth would be a much better option. But, you know, that's just me.
Baird! We can't stop it!
Okay, I get it. I'm supposed to shoot it in the tonsils, but come on. Really?
Shit! No, not now!
in its throat! Shoot the tonsils!
Now take this.
Hey! Asshole! It's hurt!
All right. Come on.
Then we'll just keep firing till we finish the job!
Focus on those tonsils!
Baird! We can't stop it! Fire the hammer, beacons or not!
I can't! Without targeting points, I'll kill you and level half the city! Wait, what? Jack, no, Jack, what are you doing?
Baird? What's happening?
It's Jack! He's broadcasting beacon coordinates, and he's overriding my firing controls! Oh, you clever little shit.
What, this is all acts of the camp? This is the end? I guess it is going with a 4-act structure. Yeah, I didn't think he was going out like that.
She'll be back.
I know. But not if we find her first.
Alright, well, that's Gears 5, guys. Up until the very end, I was going with a 9 out of 10. That ending was just so abrupt, and I'm just sitting here going, it's so, like, they've done a fake out death, and then, you know, it's like, here's a fake out death, and here's an actual character death, and here's Jack sacrificing himself. It all kind of made me feel numb. And I didn't feel any weight from any of those of any of the deaths. Like I said, and I also think it's just a lot to do with just how they developed these characters. It wasn't as good as I think the originals were. Like I said, I think that there was some good and bad elements to the way they kind of homaged the original trilogy, and it's like I said, I think my biggest issues with the game are all narrative driven. The gameplay was solid. It was really good. And like I said, a little arcadey at times, and it's a little frustrating, but I can get past that and could still really enjoy this game. I really like the open world elements. Again, just how the Coalition was kind of going their own way with it. But again, it all comes down to how they developed the characters, that writing of how JD and Del and Kate had their falling out, and then they just suddenly get back together. It feels like we're missing almost an hour and a half of campaign that just got cut. You know, it ends abruptly. It ends just on, again, I kind of feel like, really, that's where you end it? Maybe, again, it's the problem with trying to do things in 4 acts. It just something about the end just didn't hit home with me that, all right, there's going to be another game. You know, like 4 did that with the whole revelation that her mother's pendant was the Locust pendant. Like, well, what the fuck's that mean? And they kind of do some cool stuff. I mentioned this early on in the Let's Play, is that I kind of wish that we didn't find out what the origin story of the Locust were, because I kind of feel like that kind of makes them... Usually, I'm not somebody who says, oh, well, I like the mystery, but in a way, I think it kind of makes them a little... I don't know, not as cool to know the way they started. Like, I like that we know where they came from, but I just was going with, it's an alien planet, they're an alien species. That was all I needed. We're good. Instead, it was weird. It kind of explained why the Locust Queen was a human. It just, I don't know. I just didn't need it. But all in all, not a bad game. Definitely a solid game. It's just like I said. I think I had some writing issues. 8 out of 10 is my overall score, and I'm excited to see how they're gonna end this. Kind of, but I think in a way. And I've been listening to a lot of criticism of the original Star Wars, or not the original Star Wars trilogy, the new Star Wars trilogy, and that's especially with The Last Jedi. A lot of people have been making some points, and looking back on it, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of The Last Jedi, you know, in the first place. But after listening to people talk about it, I'm like, they make a lot of really good points, and they're kind of right. The ending to that movie was just kind of well, where the hell did we go from here? And that's kind of how this one ended. You know, it's kind of like, well, where the hell do we go now? Oh, we're going to hunt down the new Locust Queen. But again, it's just, this is the problem when you didn't have your main enemy set up from the very beginning. You didn't have the emotional connection to these characters and everything. It's, again, it's all, every issue I have with this is all in the writing. And that's the only part of me that's kind of going, nah, I'm not like sitting here on the edge of my seat. Oh my gosh, I need to know what happens next. It's, all right, I'll see the end of it. I'm cool with it. I'm glad I get another Gears game. It's just, this could have been so much better. You know, it's not a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 like I think the original 3 games were. This is a solid 8, in my opinion. It's above average. It was good. It was an enjoyable game. I think it does kind of break out of that traditional Gears sort of. If you're a Gears fan, I think you'll like this. If you're kind of new to Gears, I mean, yeah, you're probably going to want to know how the story, how we got to here. But it's different enough gameplay-wise that I think it can bring in some new people. So, all in all, what I'm saying is, good game. It could have been a lot better, though. That's my take. So, thanks for watching, guys. As always, Facebook, Twitter, the website, Minds.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. Actually, in a couple days, we do have Death Stranding and Need for Speed Heat starting, so drop by for those. Drop by for a lot of the new Let's Plays, because we also have, actually, I mentioned Star Wars, because we also have Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, I think that's the order of the title, as well as Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're going to be playing those as well, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up this month. So stay tuned. But for now, I think it's good that I end this. So for the last time in Gears 5, my name's AJ Gels, the Something Gaming Channel. I'm out.